Hello everyone, it's Cam from Arsenal Theory, and we're going to be going through some big Kieran Tierney news and sort of covering the Fulham game we've got on Saturday. And I'll get straight down to business here. I am very, very upset. I'm not happy about this Kieran Tierney news one bit. It feels like Arsenal are regressing and going back to the banter years. And people might look at that and think that's being hyperbolic, but really it's not. The situation with our fullbacks is pretty dire at the moment. We've got Timber, who's out till who knows when. We have Zinchenko, who is extremely injury prone, and we've got Tomiyasu, who is also extremely injury prone. And got Kieran Tierney, who himself is actually injury prone as well and looking to move on. We're getting rid of him to Sociedad on a year's loan plus a fee. It's not even a permanent transfer. Our cover in the fullbacks position is pretty threadbare right now. We've got Ben White, who can move there perhaps. Well, not perhaps, Ben White can go into right back. And you've had Thomas Partey playing there. But really, do we really want Thomas Partey playing at right back? He's going to be going away to the AFCON in January, or between December and January. And Tomiyasu as well has got the Asia Cup in January. So he's going to be going. So in terms of our actual specialist left backs, we have Zinchenko and Tomiyasu, and potentially Ben White. Is he a right back or is he a centre back? But he can play there. And it's just not enough cover. And I don't understand. The only way this makes sense, if we're getting rid of Tierney and we're bringing someone in, we've not been linked with anyone that I can tell as a specialist fullback. There's a guy called Per Schurz who there've been some rumours about, but I don't know how accurate that is and if anything's going to come from that. But it just feels like we're not learning our lessons. And I was thinking back, when was the last time we actually had a complete squad? Like proper cover in all the positions. Because always the positions you don't have the cover in that come back to bite you. Like happened last season with centre-back. We didn't have the cover there and it really, really hurt us. We've had it before in the middle of the park when it was just if Thomas Partey was injured, we were screwed. That's less of a problem now because we've addressed it. But the amount of fullbacks that we've signed and just got injured or are injury prone, it's just ridiculous. But we need more cover in that position. And I saw that Ruel Waters was training with the first team today, but I think he's a really good player. But he didn't go with the pre-season with the first team, and obviously he hasn't played any minutes in the Charity Shield or in the Premier League. It's only been a couple of games. So unless he's going to bring him in, if he's just going to roll the dice on it till January and see how we get on, that's just going to be a disaster zone. And yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. I was thinking back to the last time we had a kind of complete squad in the positions, and it must be like 20 years. Every year we've gone into a season, you can look at it and go, we're short there, we haven't got we don't have enough strikers here, or we've not got enough wingers or centre backs or whatever position it is, goalies. Each season we've had those issues. And we've got those issues again now, I feel, in the fullback position. Plus, we hopefully should be planning to go deep into some of the knockout competitions. Like last year, we were fielding kind of second teams. But that's going to be really difficult to do when you don't have enough defenders. So I'm sure some of you are watching thinking, well, Kirill can play left back. Yeah, he can, but it's not I don't think it's really his best position or what he's there to do. And also, is he going to get on the overlap? Is he going to control the game like Zinchenko can from there? What's he going to offer? At least with Tierney, you are getting some kind of an attacking threat possible from him on the overlap with Saka or Martinelli. So I just don't understand, unless he's really put his foot down and gone, boss, I want to go. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and I just feel like we're cursed in that fullback position at the moment. So my gut feel is Tierney will go. We probably won't bring anyone in, and we're going to kind of roll the dice a bit on it and hope that Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, between them two, Ben White and Partey, we can kind of cover things. I don't think we will be able to cover things, and yeah, I've got a terrible, terrible feeling about it. But it's not all bad news. Gabriel Jesus apparently has trained all week, So I expect to see him in the squad for tomorrow. I don't think he'll start. I think that'd be really unfair to Nketiah. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him come on with kind of like 15 minutes to go. Hopefully with us being, a few goals up and cruising. Hopefully it's not us scrambling after the game trying to grab a point or steal 3 points at the end. But I need to get that off my chest because not really happy about it, the fullback stuff. So the other breaking news is Balogun. Looks like we've reached a verbal agreement with Monaco. It's around £38 million. And I'm actually quite surprised no other English clubs have kind of gone in and prepared to pay the money. There must be something, obviously, they're seeing that other people aren't, that's making them think twice about it. I mean, he scored those 21 goals in Ligue 1. Some of them were penalties, so I don't know if that's putting people off necessarily. But, a couple of seasons ago, we were about to lose him on a free. Him and Eddie, we were about to lose them both on a free transfer. And, we signed him to a new deal. We went out on loan, and now we're going to be getting, 30, 40 million pounds for him. So, in the whole scheme of things, you can't really complain at that, I don't think. Eddie also as well. I mean, if we're not looking to sell him, but if we were to sell him in the next year or two, you'd probably get similar kind of money. So when you think you nearly lost those for free, and there's like £70 million worth of talent there between them, that's pretty good going, I think, overall. But we're getting into the business end of the transfer season now. Crazy rumours going around, Salah to Saudi. Don't see that happening one bit. I saw a hilarious rumour that Ryan Bertrand is being looked at by Man U, which, if that happens, is just going to send that fan base into meltdown. I mean, they're already in meltdown right now with what's going on there. It's quite funny. Not funny that players get injured, obviously, but it's quite amusing that they stole the Arsenal doctor. And since the Arsenal doctor's gone there, they just have players dropping left, right and centre. Mason Mount's going to be away till the international break, so he's missing the Arsenal game. I actually think that's, in terms of that specific match, I think that's good for Man United. Not that Mason Mount's injured, but that Ten Hag isn't under pressure to put him in that game, because I think a midfield with someone like McTominay in there is going to cause us more problems than someone like Mason Mount, especially with his persistent fouling capabilities. So McTominay against Rice, that should be an interesting battle. But that's in a couple of weeks' time. And obviously I am going to that game as well. For Fulham, they've got loads of players out. They've got all sorts of people missing. Willian's missing. Mitrovic has gone to Saudi. So they're not looking in great shape at the moment. So it really should be a straightforward 3 points. And it'll be interesting to see if Mikel sticks with the same team that he took out against Palace. Funny press conference from Mikel today, actually. He was talking about how he's a changed man after seeing some of his reactions to his touchline antics, and said that he's got a guy in the crowd with a buzzer that kind of buzzes in and lets him know that he needs to calm himself down a bit. So fully expect him to just see him sitting back on the seat, smoking a cigar, taking it all in. He's probably going to get sent off now against Fulham after that. And I think one of the last things I just wanted to cover is the Mike Riley interview with Simon Jordan, where he came out and just admitted that when he was on VAR duty, he didn't pull up an incident for the ref to review because it'd been quite an intense match. The ref had to book a couple of the managers already and was worried that it was going to kick off, and it was his mate and he didn't want to put him under more stress. Just a load of complete bollocks, to be honest with you. And you do wonder the state of refereeing. You look at the quality of the Premier League as a product, and then you look at the refereeing, and it's just poles apart. It's like the football has moved on. The quality of the football has moved on. The technicality, the preparation, everything has moved on. But it just feels like the FA are just stuck. The FA. It feels like the referees are just stuck in the kind of early 90s. And it really needs a root and nail, tooth and nail, whatever you call it, inspection, and just they need to start from the top. Howard Webb has got a big job on his hands. Personally, I'm not convinced he's up for it. He's mates with all of those refs because they all came up at the same time, didn't they? I just don't think they're going to take him seriously. He hasn't got it. He hasn't got the balls for the job, I don't think. So hopefully they'll bin him off. Can't stand him. So and we've all been, all clubs are victims of this as well. I know, like, people, and I've said it before, that United get all the decisions. Yeah, mostly they do, but sometimes they don't. that penalty against Spurs, that could have easily been given. If it was at Old Trafford, it probably would have been given. But it affects all clubs, and proportionally, probably the smaller clubs even worse. So, I can't believe he's come out and admitted that on a podcast, and just terrible. The Referees Association have actually released a statement about it, kind of saying, well, they've released a non-statement, saying that, the only reason to look at a decision is whether it's right or wrong, not for any other reasons. And VAR officials are instructed on what to do and what not to do. And actually, thinking back on it, Mike Riley said that he never felt comfortable in the VAR room, that he just hoped that he could just go in, there'd be no funny decisions, he wouldn't have to get involved, and he could just go back home. He was super nervous about being in there. And that's one of the reasons he said why he came to an agreement to stop being a ref. And I think maybe people think that, you can just take a ref and put him in the VAR room and he can do it. Maybe being a VAR referee or VAR official is a specialised job. It's completely different to refereeing on the pitch. So maybe actually, the FA need to start training people up specifically for that role. And they're never going to end up on the pitch, maybe, because it is a different scenario. It's, you're in a room, you're with the cameras. I don't know if they're exposed to the commentary. I've heard they are, but I don't know if that's true or not. So are they swayed by commentators, positioning on incidents as well? Or is it just complete radio silence? They don't hear anything. They've just got, the feed from the crowd. Or maybe they shouldn't even have that. These are things that I think need to be looked at. So, but anyway, enough about refs. So yeah, it's going to be a quicker one today. Thanks for listening, and sorry for ranting a bit there, but I've really effed off about this whole fullback situation. But please like the video, please subscribe if you enjoyed the channel, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully after the game tomorrow, talking about 3 points. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.